Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning into Mirror Now. I'm Aarti Subramaniam, and here's wishing all our viewers a very happy and healthy New Year. The big story, of course, this afternoon is India's big rollout plan as the vaccine is set to get the nod anytime soon. The government-appointed expert panel on the vaccine is currently meeting to decide on the emergency use of COVID vaccine. The main focus is on the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, which is developed in India by Serum Institute in Pune. Now, the Oxford vaccine, of course, has already been approved for emergency use in the UK. But besides that vaccine, the panel will also consider Bharat Biotech's Covaxin, which is India's first indigenous vaccine and currently in phase 3 trials. Pfizer will also be making a presentation at the COVID meeting today. My colleague Ayushman, who has been tracking this meeting from day one, joins us. Ayushman, how likely are we to see an announcement today? That's something that everybody is waiting with bated breath for. All indications are it's going to come anytime shortly. What are you picking up?
Well, Aarti, currently for announcement nothing can be said, but what we are getting to hear that the additional data which was sought from the Serum Institute is being reviewed. The meeting is still underway. All the 3 applications which are there with the regulators, the subject expert committee is currently reviewing that, and currently we are being told that even because of the Pfizer getting the nod from the WHO, they are also expected to make the presentation. Currently, 3 of the vaccine candidates are there who have given their application for emergency use authorization. In the 3, we can definitely tell you what we are getting from our sources, that Serum Institute is definitely leading the race right now, where we have been told that almost the decks are cleared for its approval. The recommendation from the SEC will be done once it is confirmed. We will definitely be telling. But for now, it is being said that because of the MHRA approval and also the immunogenicity data that has been reviewed so far, it looks very likely that the green signal will be given to Serum Institute. On the other hand, Bharat Biotech and Pfizer, the expert committee may again review the data. But for now, the meeting is underway, the discussion is going on, and the expert committee is talking on the issue of the recommendation of Serum Institute's Covishield for emergency use authorization.
Okay, now Ayushman, even as this meeting is underway, tomorrow there's set to be a mega dry run in all across, in every single state. What are the modalities of this? How does it happen, and what does this dry run really entail?
Well, Aarti, this dry run is basically a mock drill kind of exercise in which the officials, the health officials who are to conduct the entire vaccination program, they have to conduct this. So in this dry run, basically the idea is that India does not have an adult vaccination experience. So currently, if you see in the current context, we have seen Punjab, Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat, as well as in Assam, 4 states conducted the dry run. In this, the basic module, the operational guidelines which we have seen, Aarti, there are modalities which needs to be done on the ground. So there are basic 4 processes. One is first registration when a person comes with the SMS who has been invited. Not everyone can come to the vaccine center and say he wants to get vaccinated. The specified SMS will go to the beneficiary and he has to come and get the registration done. Then that registration is to be verified. Then that person will be receiving the vaccine, and then he goes to the last chamber where the observation area is there. Now, in this process of about half an hour to 1 hour, this person has to be monitored, a proper care has to be taken. Now, how all this will happen, that has to be practiced on ground. The healthcare officials need to be aware of the challenges of adverse effect. That practice can only be done if a dry run is there, and a health secretary met the chief secretaries, and this was done in 4th state. There were 2 days where it was conducted, but tomorrow it is being done at a pan-India level, where each states have been told to do it in 3 sites. And there are states like Maharashtra, Kerala and even Karnataka where they have been allowed to do more than 3 sites. So this is basically to give a hands-on experience, Aarti, to deal with the challenges and to know as to how the vaccination process is going to be, because this is something which will be on a very, very large scale, and officials, the health workers on ground, the people who are engaged in this must be aware of the fact that there can be adverse effect and they should know how to deal with it.
Well, that's right, Ayushman. This is a mammoth task, no doubt, and as India is preparing for such a large-scale immunization program. Ayushman, I'm going to let you go now, but keep tracking, of course, that all-crucial meeting which is currently underway. As Ayushman was just telling us, states are gearing up to conduct this vaccine dry run tomorrow, and this mock drill is aiming at testing the linkages between planning and implementation of the program, and it will be conducted in certain earmarked districts, including those areas with difficult terrain and poor logistical support. Now, Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan briefed the media a short while ago, and he said preparations are on in war footing, and that much like general elections where preparations are even made at a booth level, that is the kind of planning that is going to go into this.
ये सारी तैयारियां चल रही हैं जो कि पिछले कुछ महीने से, जिसमें कि सारे हमारे जो हेल्थ वर्कर्स हैं पब्लिक सेक्टर में, प्राइवेट सेक्टर में, हमारे हॉस्पिटल्स और दूसरे हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज़ में हमारे फ्रंट लाइन वर्कर्स हैं, उनकी सबकी लिस्टें बनाने का काम, और ये एक प्रकार से जो सारी मुहिम है इसमें जो बेसिक जो इलेक्शन के समय हम लोग एक तरह से जितनी तैयारियां करते हैं, इवन एक बूथ के ऊपर भी जो टीम होती है उसकी भी अल्टीमेटली ट्रेनिंग होती है.
And as states are gearing up, Mirna spoke to Tamil Nadu Health Secretary over the preparations that are underway ahead of this dry run. The official has revealed that the exercise will be conducted in 4 locations, and all parameters from vaccine storage to logistical measures will be tested.
So what are the preparatory works that have been taken by the Tamil Nadu state government?
Government of India has given a very clear guideline, and they have asked us to do the dry run in state headquarters. And yesterday, based on suggestions, they have said it can also be expanded. So Tamil Nadu is trying it on a minimum of 4 districts, 1 hill district, 1 state headquarter, then 1 in the southern side, and 1 just adjacent to Tamil Nadu. Second, this dry run is basically to assess our planning and preparedness. See how, we will have to have a 5-member team, and whether there is adequate space for a waiting area, then a vaccination area, then an observation area. Because it is COVID times, whether there is adequate crowding is not there and there is enough space provided. Plus the internet connectivity, because we have to upload it in the COVID thing. This time it is entirely digital. It is a 360-degree exercise under close coordination with Government of India officials. We have stepped up, and as far as vaccination sites are concerned, even though initially it is for healthcare workers, ultimately step by step when it goes, we are looking at the training of 21,000 odd vaccinators, then 47,000 odd actual sites. So unless you physically inspect.
The crucial part will be the storage and the transportation of these vaccines once it introduced. How Tamil Nadu government is planning to manage it?
See, first the existing vaccine itself is stored in a state level thing, and we have certain other thing. In the meantime, we have augmented our walk-in coolers at the, though we have 38 districts, but 51 points we have kept. Then 2,800 earlier points where they used to have the cold chain facility. These are all sub-district level. So we used to have the facility to transport earlier other vaccines also. Those facilities will be utilized. We have definitely posed a few more requests with regard to the cold chain equipment and all. But with our existing facility also, and I am very sure whatever be the thing, it will come in stages, and it will come to the targets which have been given as per the protocol. So that will ensure that we will be able to match up.
News Houston GST collections touch a record high in December. It stands at 1,15,174 crore. This is the highest GST collection since implementation, and is 12% higher this year compared to December 2019. Avni, Raja joins us. Navni, just help us understand what this means. Put this in context in terms of the GST collections of the past and what it means in terms of where our economy currently stands.
Well, that's right, Aarti. This is, in fact, good news in terms of the amount of GST that has been collected. It's the third month in a row now in this financial year that the GST revenues have been more than 1 lakh crore. In fact, in the middle, it had dipped significantly and it had become a cause of concern because when GST collections fall, it signifies a slowdown in economic activity. And obviously, that was the case with respect to the pandemic. But now, of course, it has gone up. So this does show to some extent a revival in economic activity. This is the highest ever GST collection since GST was implemented. And it's also about, like you pointed out, 12% higher than what we saw in December of 2019, Aarti.
Well, Avni, thanks so much for that. Avni was explaining to us that GST collections hitting a record high. We're going to slip into a short break, but on the other side, we bring you details of the big loan scam through mobile apps that's unearthed in Hyderabad. Stay tuned. Welcome back. A Chinese national has been arrested in Hyderabad as part of investigations against instant app-based loan scam. The lender is accused of harassing borrowers over repayment. A preliminary investigation into the financial transactions have revealed that close to 1.4 crore transactions worth nearly 21,000 crores had taken place so far through multiple apps.
We have till now found about, frozen about 10 bank accounts, amount ranging to about 80 crores. We have about 1.4 crore transactions amounting to 21,000 crores, which is as per the initial investigation which is coming to light in these cases. We have a large number of MIDs which have come to light. And as we said, we have a foreign national who was arrested yesterday in this scam.
And the Bengaluru police too have identified such fraudsters and made 3 arrests. According to the police, the company was giving loans through an app, and when the building was raided, 4 more bogus companies were found in the same building that were giving away loans at very high interest rates.
One company by name AS Pearl Services was hosting a number of apps through which this illegal lending was being done. When we went to the concerned company's office and raided that, we found that 4 other similar companies were also registered and operating from that place. HiGeeky, Exceedwell, Maxco Star and Aquastellar. So these were bogus companies operating in that very same building, and we were able to arrest 3 people in this case, Syed Ahmed, Syed Irfan and Aditya Senapati. These are the 3 accused arrested.
Well, and similarly, thousands of Indians have been caught in this instant loan apps racket. Unauthorized digital payment apps have made the promises of instant loans and then dupe, harass and blackmail those who fell prey to these lending platforms. While the RBI has cautioned against platforms offering such loans, experts say that regulation continues to be a big challenge. Here's a special report.
The harassment got started, I was not able to bear. There was some scene where I decided to do myself, to live the life and kill myself. That I've decided. Then I was in trauma, too much of depression and all.
Arif fell victim to an instant loan app. He had taken loan worth 73,000 rupees to pay for the hospital bills for his mother's treatment. After Arif cleared the first loan, he claims fresh loan money got credited to his account automatically without his consent. And then the harassment began.
When I was not able to bear the torture and other stuffs and all, it was beyond my limits. And they hacked my all gallery, whatever the photos, means my birthday videos and my kids' pictures and all those things they have hacked.
There are many instant loan apps that are functioning illegally, defrauding, harassing and blackmailing unsuspecting customers. Some allegedly even hack into customers' phones. Here's how the apps operate and manage to scam thousands of people.
what are these apps, and like on the Google Play Store or on the other platforms, now say maybe the iOS, or how do people get access to these apps? Are they easily available for installing, or how? If you can just start by showing us. Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, on all any network of social media handles, they are targeting by using the method of digital marketing. They keep these whenever, even if you talk about loans, the money, you will get an application, you will get an advertisement on your mobile, and you will pop up some notifications that these applications are ready to give instant loans. Because when you go to the bank, it takes around 3 to 4 months to sanction a loan, but these apps can just give a loan instant of click of action. That's it. Once installed, it asks for the permissions to give access to entire data that you hold in your mobile. That we need to take care of. And second thing, the customer itself has to be well aware of these. If these apps are regulated by RBI, do they have the money lending licenses? Do the state and central government has any given permissions to do that? And moreover, are they connected to any banks or NBFCs? These are the alerts. They will need to check it out.
While RBI has cautioned against platforms offering such loans, experts say RBI faces a daunting challenge in terms of regulation.
Unfortunately, most of these apps are completely illegal. They operate outside the law. And I think being aware and being able to differentiate between the legal apps and the illegal apps, I think is key. So whenever you're looking at an app, look at which NBFC it is compulsory. There has to be an NBFC name on that, and you can go and check in the RBI's website whether that NBFC is authorized or not.
Let's remember that all of these apps are functioning based on the information that we are providing to them, or the personal details that we are providing to them. It's time that all of us became a little bit more aware of our cyber security, of what the cyber world is today, and how we can in fact, regulate this and take a little care from our end in order to ensure that none of us end up in a situation like this. In Bengaluru, with video journalist Nagendra, this is Neha Hebale for Mirror Now.
News just in. DMK President M.K. Stalin writes to the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister urging him to convene a special session to discuss the farm laws. Stalin has stated that the Chief Minister must call a special session to support farmers. My colleague Mugilan joins me with more. Mugilan, is there any indication at all that such a session is on the cards? And given how other states have called a special session against the farm laws, have passed resolutions or laws nullifying the central law, is there such a move on the cards?
Definitely, even though the DMK has been forefronting protests against the farm laws from the day one, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister maintaining a stand that farm laws will not affect farmers in any way, and there is no reason to reject the farm laws or to have any special session to discuss about the farm laws. But as a part of the ongoing protest, now DMK President and opposition leader M.K. Stalin have written a letter to the Chief Minister urging him to convene a special session to discuss about the farm laws, because Stalin in his letter, he has mentioned it is important for a state like Tamil Nadu, which has been a farmer-friendly state, should convene a special session immediately and should urge the central government to repeal the farm laws immediately. But so far the Tamil Nadu state government and the Chief Minister have maintained that the farm laws will not be against farmers in any way, and it is for the benefit of the farmers. So we can expect the Tamil Nadu state government or the Chief Minister will not be calling for a special session to discuss about the farm laws.
Okay, Mugilan, thanks so much for joining us, bringing that news. DMK is upping the pressure on the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, but as Mugilan was explaining, it's unlikely that he will give in.